Hello everybody. So this is Bash Review's first official video. So I'm actually excited to make this video because obviously it's gonna, apart from my introduction video, this is the first ever like actual review, Bash Review, right? That's the name of the name of the channel. So I just wanted to start this off by saying that Berserk, if you have not read this masterpiece, well, just get on my site, okay? Just get on my site because, well, Berserk, it's genuinely like, in my opinion, it's the best. It's literally the best, like piece of literature that I've ever seen or witnessed. So this video, it's gonna be like kinda. It's basically gonna be like an unedited video. Sorry a little bit about that. I'm just gonna be like rambling from the top of my head, and I haven't read Berserk. Well, obviously, I'm up to date with the latest chapter. Sadly, the last ever chapter as well. But the last time that like when I caught up to date with Berserk was about a year ago. So I'm just gonna let you know, anybody who's watching this, hella spoilers. Okay, I'm gonna be talking about everything. Like if you have not caught up to date with Berserk manga, just click off the video please, because I just want to like be able to say whatever I want about the manga without like having to worry about people. Okay, so keep in mind, I haven't like I caught up to it. I caught up to date with the manga about a year ago, so everything's not gonna be on top of my head. And again, I'm just gonna be speaking off the top of my head. There's no script or anything. So the first thing I want to talk about. So I I first discovered Berserk because I knew about it from every like anime, like basically any like weeaboo or otaku, whatever you want to call yourself. You've heard of Berserk before, but then it's kind of one of those things where nobody like new gen anime watchers don't really like go to it or watch it, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like Berserk is like that. From I think Fullmetal Alchemist would be one of those as well, where like people know about it, but it's not something that you people would normally recommend. Like, oh, they'd say watch this, Jujutsu Kaisen, watch this or that. So of course I knew about it already, previously, but then I was like, all I knew about it was that it was proper gory, and I was like, gory manga, hell yeah. Because obviously I love gory stuff, I love horror stuff, I just like stuff like that in that type of category basically. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I finished reading JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, or maybe even Fire Force, I don't remember. But I finished reading like a sort of long running manga. It's probably JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, and then I was like, crap, I'm up to date with like part 8 now, so what do I do? And then I was like, oh, I was scrolling through, and then I was like, oh, what about Berserk? I want to read something like gory. And then I was like, oh, I'll probably just read like the first chapter, maybe like the first two chapters or something, just to see, because there'd been like a few mangas where I'm like, all right, let me just click on it, and then it's saved like in my recent, and then I'll come back to it like whenever. But I did not expect for me to just be like just grapple into this universe, because one like literally once I started reading it, I was like, yo, this is kind of good, you know that Shaka meme where he's like eating the chicken is like that was literally me. So I remember I was literally on my bunk bed. I was reading it like late at night. I was supposed to be going to college in the morning. I was on my phone reading manga. Obviously, like a true weeb. Okay, I don't even like Attack on Titan. I don't know why I did that. Yes, roast me in the comments. Okay, I'm gonna do a review of Attack on Titan soon, hopefully, and tell you how crap it is. Okay, but that opinion's gonna get me killed one day. But yeah, we proceed. But I remember I was just like, it's just one. Sometimes the best things are the things that like you just start off on a whim. Like there have been like so many series where I'm just like, let me just see like this small part of it, like a tiny part of it, just to see. and then I end up just being like, yo, this shit busting, busting. So that was like one of the things with Berserk. Another thing like that is Onyx Equinox, where I was just like, let me just see like the first episode, and then it ended up being amazing. Which is actually one of the characters the I don't even know what to call it. It's on Crunchyroll. I think it might be technically an anime, but it's not like a Japanese made anime, if that makes sense. But it's super good, and I just started off a whim. Where do we start with the actual chapters? Well, first of all, F Griffith, me and the Band of the Hawks hate Griffith bitch ass. Bro, I'm telling you, man. Bro, anyone who's read it up to the clips at least knows that Griffith is a schmuck, and bro, honestly, man, I hate those people that you see. They're like, oh, Griffith did nothing wrong. I'm like, bruh, did you not see what happened to Casca? Bro, did you not read that? You saw that as well, and then you're gonna say, oh, he did nothing wrong. But honestly, another good thing that like makes Berserk so good is that it kind of makes you think like, you know, those things where you're like, oh, are they actually the villain or not? Because bro, look at them. I don't know, like, you know, he kind of reminds me of Stain from Boku no Hero, where he's like, yo, he actually kind of got a point, but not in the sense of that. It's just kind of you're not supposed to like him, or you kind of conflicted. Like, is he really the villain? Because technically, you know, like any like generic superhero thing, where it's like, oh, I have your friend hostage. Oh, and you need in order to save them, you have to like give me the key or whatever. And then you're like, bro, are you stupid? If you give them the key, they're gonna end up destroying the world, and then your friend's gonna get killed anyway. Like, it's kind of that kind of thing. But then you're just saying, why don't you just sacrifice one person to save everybody else? And it's kind of that situation with the eclipse. Okay, I'm going like way off order. I'm starting off with like, oh, let's start off from the beginning. Then I go to the eclipse. But in that sense, I was like, bro, after the eclipse happened, he was like, oh, I need to sacrifice my family, my only family, the Band of the Hawks, the remaining of them, in order to get my kingdom. Bro, like, bro, just get out of my face, Griffith. Honestly, but you know the beginning of Berserk, it just like encapsulated me, where I was like, yo, like at first I was just like, yo, this is actually pretty cool. I want to know what's going on, because obviously I think it's like the first 2 or 3 chapters of Berserk, they start off like from the middle-ish, if that makes sense, like after he loses his arm and before it goes to the Band of the Hawks arc. So when I saw like Griffith, well, and now I know it was Griffith, and then he was talking about the Behealer, I was like, yo, I want to know like the backstory with all of this stuff. And not only just that, like, you know, like if a manga has like really good art, obviously Berserk, top tier art style, top tier art, everything. But whenever a manga has like really interesting or good manga panels, that's what draws me. Because most recently, a most recent example of that is Homunculus, where like I'm almost finished Homunculus now. I'm gonna make a review on that as well. I plan to, but I was like, yo, this is actually kind of cool. It looks like some weird psychological thing, like Perfect Blue or something. I don't know. So I ended up reading it, and then obviously I'm almost like finished it now. But it was kind of like that with the band, like the beginning, before. Bro, F Gambino as well. You know what he did? He sold him for like what, 2 shillings or something. He's like, yeah, just take him. I'm like, bro, I expected to read like the first chapter or second chapter at most, but then I read like, I don't even know, like the first 20 or something like that. I read like a good amount of the Berserk manga, just like lying in my bed being, let me just check out the first chapter, but then I end up like reading a lot more, and I'm like, yo, I get hooked on this. And like, bro, just Berserk, like the only thing I can really say about Berserk is like good things, apart from Griffith, because obviously, if you couldn't tell by now, I hate Griffith. Rightfully, like everybody else should hate Griffith as well. But Nah. So the Band of the Hawks arc, or is it called the Golden Age? The Golden Age arc, whichever one. Man, it's just like it just like but they basically like the Golden Age arc is just building up to obviously the eclipse, but it's this building where I was just like, yo, this is super good. Like there was all of this drama, there was Casca, there was but at first I did not like Casca, you know. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, did many people like Casca in the first place? Let's be honest. Like, she was annoying. She kind of reminded me a bit of Sakura. That she was like, "Oh, Sasuke, Sasuke." I'm like, "Bro, he don't want you. Leave him alone, okay?" Um, but then it's kind of like that situation where she would always be mean to Guts for no reason, and then, bro, I just realized, man. I just remembered Griffith sus, bro. Griffith sus. I remember I mean, that kind of like foreshadows into his, oh, I'll do whatever to get my kingdom kind of thing. Because I remember he slept with that. I don't know. It was like the king of the area or something. He slept with the king. I remember. It was kind of funny because I think Guts, he was looking at the king's balcony and he's like, "What the hell is that? Is that Griffith?" And then and then the king just like walks in behind him and it was like, "Yeah, this is my girl." But that kind of foreshadows that like he would do anything to get his kingdom, which foreshadows the eclipse where he sacrifices his only family for his kingdom for power. I'm like, damn. I was like, damn. And it was just like what it was just like building up, honestly, where I was just like, honestly, Berserk would not be nearly as good as it is, like if we didn't see the whole Ban of the Hawks arc. Like honestly, it just felt like they were making a whole family. I felt like I was part of the family. Like Pippin, bro, my boy Pippin, man, he got done dirty, you know. Just everybody like Rickert, Casca. There was that one schmuck that I didn't like. He had like a pointy nose and black hair. I forgot what his name was, but he was a hater. He was always hating on Guts for some reason. But honestly, Guts is just like a badass, bro. Like I remember, you know, like right before basically when he left his what's it called? Basically when Guts left his tribe or adversary, I don't remember what you call it, but the people who, yeah, where he was with Gambino, basically, where he left, and then he was looking up at the star or something like that. That like I don't know, man. It's just something so like, it's just like something behind it. You could tell that when the writing was right was drawing it, like I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like it has life to it, if that makes sense. Like you're literally breathing life into your drawings and into your art. You can tell that he spent so much time. It just makes you just want to like stare at it, which is why it's my background because obviously I want to look at it whenever I can. But dude, the art in Berserk is so good. It is so good, man. It's like one of my favorite things about it. Apart from the story, which honestly I can't complain much about the story. Like honestly, I'm like normally a really picky person when it comes to like any sort of literature, like shows, manga, anime, whatever. I'm like, oh, they could have done this, they should have done this, etc. But with Berserk, like I was surprised because that I even with stuff that I really really like Dragon Ball, I still find stuff to complain about. But with Berserk, what makes it so great in the first place is the fact that I find like I can barely find anything to complain about with Berserk, and I was like, hold up, wait a minute. There ain't no problems in this. Like, what the heck? Like, how do you make something so good that even to me, who's like kind of picky on like plot devices, anything. Like I can barely find anything to complain about. I think there was like two, maybe three things like max that like I had a problem with, but other than that, man, I literally was surprised that I had like no problems with it, and I was like, it's like literally it's like almost like it basically it is perfect. It's like a proper masterpiece. I don't even know how to describe it any other way, but I mean the Band of the Hawk arc, that was just so good. Like it it just shocks you so much when you get to the eclipse because you're just like, bro, what? And bro, I was like, yo, Griffith really be being tortured like daily for a whole year. But now I'm like, hell yeah, like fucking tortured that bitch, man. But like, jeez, he when they found him, like when they finally rescued him after the year, he was all skinny. Bro, don't get me started. I just remembered, bro. I remembered this whole thing wouldn't have happened if he did not get horny and clap the king's cheeks. Well, the king himself is a Subarashi because, by the way, when I say Subarashi, it doesn't mean like a wonderful or good, which is the actual meaning. I mean like a bad person. Don't ask why, but whenever I call someone a Subarashi, it's not good. They're not actually Subarashi, but they're Subarashi, if that makes sense. And bro, the king he's a weirdo. He like, bro, his daughter, he freaking molested her. Like, what is this that? I forgot it's that really messed up manga where the girl gets molested by her daughter. Uh, by the girl gets molested by her dad. Sorry, and she has glasses on. I forgot what it's called, but everybody like refers to it in like numbers, like 1103 something. But but he was messed up as well. But then, yo, actually, bro, let me roast the nurse. The nurse snitched, bro. She looked in. She was being nosy as hell. She peeped through the peephole and saw Griffith clapping cheeks. Instead of let my boy be, she went and snitched. And then when he went to leave in the morning, everybody was like, "On guard, Nick." Yeah, but the three Subarashis in this. There's a nurse who snitched. There's Griffith who flipping got horny and tried clapping cheeks, and also the king, which I don't understand why the king. I know he wanted to like get revenge for him taking the virginity of his daughter, which he wanted, which is like, you get me, but it's just like, bro, why? Like, I don't get it. Like, why did he go and like take her virginity? Like, not even just that. Why did he go clap her cheeks in the first place? Like, I know he was trying to seduce her so then he could like get married to her because again he wants to do anything he can for the kingdom. Like, but fam, like, why do you have to clap him and then, but so that's where like everything went to like a downfall. Like I remember just reading it. There's so many like stuff in the Band of the Hawks arc. Like, bro, I wish Griffith died. Remember when he was on his horse and then those people were jealous and they shot the poison arrow, but then the behealer on his neck, saved him. Bro, why didn't they kill him? Why didn't they kill him? Oh my god, bro. I hate Griffith, bro. I hate Griffith. I don't hate any other thingy any more than him, man. He's a Subarashi and a half. But yo, it was. I was like, when I was reading it, I was like, yo, bro, everything's actually going to shit. Like it was literally watching a rise and a fall because I remember when they called all of the Band of the Hawks together and then they were trying to kill them and then there was some that escaped and like yo, I don't get it though. Like I get that he clapped your daughter's cheeks, but why do you need to kill his whole thingy that were giving you nothing but success? They ended the 100-year war, right? They literally ended the 100-year war for you. They were your best thingy. They were like an amateur band of merchants. That's the word. They were an amateur horde of like merchants, and then they were giving you nothing but success. But just because the leader clapped your daughter's cheeks before you wanted to, you're like, oh, f the whole thing, like, bruh. And I think it's like kind of cool how, now honestly, man, Guts had like he's honestly, in my opinion, Guts is the anime character, or just the character like in anything that has been through the most. Like, bro, his mom, he didn't even know his mom. Like, bro, his mom, he was born from, his mother hanged herself when she was pregnant with him, and then she died. Like, she was hanging, and then they came across her carcass hanging, and then he was birthed. I'm like, bro, what? What? That's how you were born, and you're telling me, well, not even just that. And then he, from a very young age, he's kind of like Thorfinn from Vinland Saga, where when he was very young, he was just like a merchant, and he was trained to just kill and kill and kill. So yeah, he is like that in a way, because Gambino, the schmuck, he was always hard on him. He was like not even like a father to him. He was like, oh, train. He was abusive. Like, that's just his childhood, bro. And not even just that, he literally sold him. He said, oh, 1 shilling for like the night or something. Like, bro, what? He let some massive black guy just I'm not gonna say it because YouTube, but like, bro, what? I was like, Nani? And they're not even just that, but like, even though Gambino was a shit father, he still loved him, because he was like the only person that he knew anyways. And then when he found out, like, oh, why did you, like, Gambino tried killing him as well. I just remembered, bro, Gambino tried killing him, and then out of self-defense, he what's it called, out of self-defense, keep in mind, he accidentally killed the Gambino. And then everybody was like, oh, he was a cursed child. I knew he was a cursed child because of the way he was born, all of that. I'm like, bro, let the nigga live, fam. What the hell? But obviously they don't know that. And then the fire started. He dipped off the rock cliff. He should have died there. And then I'm pretty sure like a lot later on, like a lot later through the chapters, it shows like what happened like after that, where he was found by the owners or something, and then that little arc. It's bro, honestly, man, that little mini story, that was so sad. That was so sad. Like, I think her name was like Chimchi or something, where she literally didn't realize that she used up all the petals to heal him, and then she died in the meat. I'm like, wow, why you gonna make me cry again? Like, what the heck? And so I read something someone said on Instagram on a post on uh, the Berserk creator's death. He said something like, "Oh, I kind of feel like the creator is Chibin. I forgot what his name was." And then he gave a reasoning. He said it's because he kind of like gave everything for our enjoyment, and that's kind of true, because he kind of like overworked himself so much to where he just wanted to do like 2 chapter releases a year or something. Like, he like towards the ending, he just did not like do any new chapters, and it's understandable because of how much work mangaka artists like have to do. But I was like, damn, that kind of, I see it, but not only just that, bro. Like, his family, like he was a family with the band of the Hawks. That was literally his family. He found his place even after he left. There was still his family, and bro, and then the eclipse happened. Bro, the eclipse happened. Do I need to say anything else? The eclipse happened. Ay ay ay. That was terrible. Do I need to say anything else, man? Everybody, like, poor Pippin. Pippin was literally hollowed out, and then a monster was like controlling Bo, and he was just, oh, and then Casca. Oh my god, Bo, Casca. Bruh, I feel sorry for Casca, man. I feel sorry for Casca. Like, she literally gave everything for this man, helped him try to achieve his dreams even after Guts left. And then he does that. He does he I you know Mal? Are you know Mal? I'm not sure if you know that meme, but jeez. I'm like, whoa, what? Why? Bro, and then Casca, man. So he literally violated. I'm gonna say violated. Casca in front of Guts while his arm was thingy, and then he was made to watch, and he lost his eye, and a monster was literally holding his skull, piecing his right, was his left eye, bro. What? How could you say any other anime character has gone through more, bro? All Naruto did was sit on a swing, like, bro, Naruto, get your ass out of here. I know I'm wearing a Naruto shirt. I'm wearing it because it looks good. Okay, I don't really like Naruto that much, but my guy, bro, he made him watch, and then literally with his arm with thing, and then with a blunt sword, like the sword broke. He had to rip his freaking arm off to go, and while he was being forced to watch Griffith violate Casca in front of him, like why? Why? I remember I was reading it, and I was just like, what? Nigga, why would you write this? Oh man. Yo, and I actually started to really like Casca, especially since she stopped being like such a Sakura thingy. I remember that conversation that Guts and Casca had at that tree where he's like, all I really know what to do is kill. And then bro, that whole like just scene was just so amazing, man. There hasn't been like a bad conversation in Berserk, bro. And not even just that, Berserk, it has like the perfect amount of like comedy. It has comedy, it has action, it has violence, it has gore. It has amazing writing, amazing action scenes. It has philosophy. Like, bro, do I need to like this whole video is just off the top of my head. I haven't written any of this down, and this is all I've been able to say about it. But man, like that arc, the Band of the Hawk arc, where he became one of the hand of the Behelit, no, the God Hand, where he becomes part of the God Hand. Like just the build up, just all of it, 10 out of 10. Bro, and remember that one panel where bro, why did I forget his name? The fairy. He was like, oh, it's like a god or demons like peeping out, looking back at us or something. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure, bruh. And then Casca loses her memories because PTSD stuff. Like I don't blame her. I don't blame her for having PTSD over that. And then the Skeleton King, he said we won't even know like the background with the Skeleton King. Uh, is it called Skeleton King or Skeleton Knight? But like we didn't even know much about him anymore. I think we were kind of getting somewhere because he knew the people of the fairy island, the witch island, the most like recent chapter, like arc basically. So we won't know what's up with him. Like he said that he was a human before he turned to thingy. So obviously the God Hand did something to him. I think maybe he was involved with the previous one, but also the foreshadowing with the whole like destiny kind of thing with Zod. I remember when I met Zod, bro. Zod is a schmuck. I don't like Zod either, bro. At first, wait, is it Zod or someone else? The one with the horn, the one horn. I remember when they first met him, and then Guts was fighting him, and it was just like, oh my god, like you're the people of prophecy. And then I was like, yo, I want to carry on reading. Like, what does that mean, bro? Like, explain. But I was so gassed. I was like, bro, I need to carry on watching it. Sorry, I need to carry on reading this to like find out all of this stuff. And I'm kind of glad that I did read it at the time that I did, because not only was it like a really amazing part of my life, like last year, this summer, basically quarantine, the first quarantine, um, like it was just like so amazing, bro. It's just so amazing. Like I found a bunch of new music. I was like really happy. I kind of like found myself, if that makes sense. Not to be like too sappy, but honestly, Berserk like holds like such a cherish and like just special place in my heart. Like that's why I wanted to make this video. Like I've just been putting off making, like starting on this channel for so long, and then this like his hearing about his death just kind of like pushed me to motivated me to like be like, okay, I need to do this because he was the one who inspired me to want to make it in the first place. So yeah, I mean, anyway, let's carry on with the review. So after the what's it called? After the eclipse happens, and you know, like, bro, the eclipse was just crazy. Like, not only did it have like the amazing like art, the amazing like illustrations, everything, but like it's just the fact that like you know everything that happened beforehand. And I think the Bakiraka clan, we were introduced to the Bakiraka clan, which is also kind of foreshadowing to the I don't remember what they're called, but it's that like empire, the thingy empire that Griffith like goes against. But the Bakiraka clan, they got smoked. The the Bakiraka clan got smoked, and it's kind of like a little mini introduction to that like arc that happens later on and the race of people. I forgot what they were called, but I think they might be Indian because I don't know. There might be Indians or like in the world basically. What else is there? I think after that, after the Bahila and the eclipse happens, where Griffith he becomes an extra schmuck. Wait, but you know what I don't understand is like the whole prophecy thing because where do you get that information from? Because obviously Guts and Griffith are part of the prophecy that they were talking about the eclipse and everything else, but how do other people know about it? Because I think it was a witch that gave Griffith the Behila in the first place. He was like, oh, you won't know when, but you'll need it or something like that. But that thing's scary, bro. If a witch just was like, yo, here, take this, and it has a flipping, it's a red egg with like a face on it that starts crying, and flipping has blood, like, bro. I'm like, yo, why you giving me the juju magic stuff? Like, what the heck? Sorry, I just gotta check if it's recording. Yeah. It's still recording. Bro, I was like, bro, why would you take that? And it was like, oh, you have to sacrifice people in order to get your kingdom that you want. And then there was that illustration where there were like a bunch of bodies, which is presumably like the band of the Hawk. And then there's like kingdom, and then he was like he was almost there, but he's getting there. And it's like, and then the witch said, oh, you need to sacrifice more bodies to get to your kingdom. And he's like, alright, okay, sign me up. Tell him, bring me my bodies. I was like, bro, what? So the witch knew that Griffith was gonna become part of the God Hand, and so did Zod, because that's why he stayed loyal to him for some reason. But the thing that I'm like kind of conflicted about with Griffith's decision is that like sacrifice like a few in order to create a world where everybody's like doesn't have to go through suffering. Like it kind of brings me back to that whole sacrifice one person like your friend in order to save everybody else, or just like all of them die anyways kind of situation. So I was 100% like F Griffith. He shouldn't have done that. Everything, but then once we got to the Falconia arc, and then it showed like what like the kingdom that Griffith is actually trying to build, and well, the whole Falconia thing, like it literally just appeared as soon as he saved, like he was the savior of the whole thing. I remember there was that like pope or priest or whatever that was like, "Oh, you're the person of prophecy" or something. I'm like, "Bro, who the, who are you? Who are you?" But I remember it was like the Falcon or something. Everybody kept talking about, oh, the Falcon of prophecy or something is gonna come save the world. And then once I saw that, like once I saw how much good he was actually doing when he finally defeated that massive, the leader of like the race of people, basically the king, the one that rides like the elephants and stuff. Once I like once he defeated him and then Falconia appeared, and then I saw all of the good that he was doing. I was like, she, like, is he actually all that bad? Because technically, he's sacrificing, he's sacrificing people in order to do good overall. But then I always remember Casca, and I was like, okay, nah. Do not forget what that nigga did to Casca. Like, do not forget. That's like inexcusable, bro. Like, why did you need to order the freaking demons to be like, yeah, guts, look. Like, what was the need to do that though to Casca? That's what I don't understand. Like, I get sacrificing them, but why do you do that to Casca? And then I don't know. I think there's like, dude, there's like two like mysterious people. There's the child. I think that might be Casca's child. You know, the one that you meet with like the crocodiles when after you meet Struck, and then there's I don't know if they're the same one, they're the same people, but then there's like this baby, and then like it's one eye's like big and it's like kind of morphed. I don't know if like that was the child, but then I was like, so did you like violate her in order to make offspring? Like, what was the reason? If that makes sense. Because maybe he meant to kill it afterwards, but then obviously the Skeleton King, what's it called? Thingy them rescued both of them. But bro, Casca, and then she lost her memories, and not even only that, the fact that she then began to hate Guts, because nah, you can't blame Guts, bro. He's just like Casca, like, you remember, it's me, and then I think he like almost raped her. Uh, well, there's a lot of raping and flipping Berserk, but like, what the heck? But I remember he almost did, and then I think after that she was like scared of him. But oh, I'm not gonna say you can't blame him because that sounds bad, out of context. But you understand, like well, that's tough. Cause think about it, bro. He's doing all of this, like he's like keeping you safe. He's killing all of these demons nightly for you, everything. And then she's scared of him, and then she thinks that he's a bad person. I'm like, bro, no, you don't understand. And that's like the most painful thing when like Guts is doing all of this to protect you, and then like you're scared of him and you hate him, if that makes sense. And then you just want to go to fucking, what's her name? I forgot what her name was. The princess that left away. She was kind of annoying at the start. I'm not gonna lie. She was always on about, oh, a divine punishment or something. I don't know. She was obsessed with burning people at the stakes because she burned. Did she burn her? Nah, that was the other person, her bodyguard. But well, I don't know why he needed to do that to Casca, bro. I don't. But then after that is honestly my, apart from the Band of the Hawks arc, this is my second favorite. Is the, I forgot what it calls, like the angel. No, not angel. It's like the fairy arc. I'm pretty sure you know which one I'm talking about. Bro, that was gruesome, bro. That was the reason why it's my favorite is because of the illustrations and just how like gory it was. Because obviously I really like gory. I like gory and how, you know what I mean, like bloody type of stuff. So the fact there was so many, like, hopefully when I learn like how to edit properly and I get my new laptop, I'll do like a proper review and not just like off the top of my head unedited. But there was this one where her horn, I think her name was Rosen, the elf queen, the fake elf queen actually, the fake elf queen, she had like this kind of horn thing, and then in order to hit her, I remember he let her hit her through his freaking mouth and like this. Oh my god, bro, that fight was so sick. And then also when he was on fire, and then he used the freaking, like, there were like these pupa kind of egg things with kids in them. And then he cut it and he used it to drench himself in their guts and like whatever and then he took himself out the fire, and I was like, bro, what? So that, like, and like it was just so gory and bloody. and that's like one of the main reasons why I like that's my second favorite, because in my opinion, like other than the Behelit, why do I keep saying Behelit? Other than the Eclipse, I think that's literally the most gory part of Berserk, if that makes sense. Like that's like the goriest chapter, goriest like story, and I don't remember like specifically in order what happens after that, but we start like meeting more people. Sorry, excuse me. We start meeting more people, you know, like Struck and that one lady. Oh yeah, and then there was that Divine Punishment guy. That arc was kind of long. It's not like I didn't like it, but I was like, bruh, these fights going for ages, but honestly, and bro, my boy Guts, he never takes breaks, bro. He's the CEO of like Demon Time. Like I'm always like on smoke basically. Like if I see you, you're getting the same treatment as the last 60 people I just fought, if that makes sense. And but Guts is just a badass, man. He's just a badass. He's gone through so much, and like apart from like to continue off of what I was talking about, like he's been through so much shit. He went through the eclipse and he survived that, so he has to live with that mental trauma of that as well. Like seeing all of his family just get massacred by Griffith, which he put his trust into. Bro, Griffith is a schmuck. Have I said this before? But Griffith, it was a schmuck. I don't know how many times I've said it already, but yeah, I hate Griffith. I'll never forgive him for what he did, bro. I'll never forgive him for what he did. And yeah. But Guts, not only does he have to live with that, but the fact that like he can't, like at night, demons, like he can't sleep. He literally can't sleep because in the morning he has to be fighting whatever demon he's fighting, and then also when he's trying to go to bed at night, he has to up until sunrise. He's fighting for his life with his freaking massive dragon slayer sword. Like that's sort of like, bro. Yo, Guts has a big sword. Pause, okay? Pause, 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 pause. I know it sounds sus, but like you go what I mean. Bro, I don't even know how he swings that thing. Pause again. Bro, the Dragon Slayer sword, man, that was so sick. I remember the description they had for it, where it was like it's too big for somebody to what's it called? It's too big. It's like just a massive slab of metal, and it's too big, way too ridiculously big for anyone to wield. And the Guts is like, hold my behealer. Let me hold this Dragon Slayer sword, bro. And like, it's so like, what's it called? I don't know how you say it. It's like so basically it's like, why would you use that if that makes sense? Why? So I forgot what the word is for it, but you know what I mean. It's it's so thingy that like it would only be used for apostles and just to slay monsters with. Like there's no other like practical use for it other than like literally just using it to destroy monsters, like massive monsters that you can think about. Like Gus is just such a badass for wielding the Dragon Slayer sword. And wow, what else is there's obviously so much more to Berserk. I remember there's that kid. I forgot. I don't know why I've forgotten so many of their names, but you know what I'm talking about. The one that like follows him and is like, "Oh, I want to be a swordsman like you," and everybody says that, "Oh, he looks like a monkey child" and stuff like that. It was funny because Struck, she actually turned him into a monkey the first time they met. I was like, wow, that's kind of fitting to be fair. But Casca, man, bro, Casca, she deserved way better, bro. She deserved way better. But you know what the most painful thing about like Mirai's death and the fact that we're not gonna be able to see any more of the story of how it progresses is, but we're not gonna be able to see how we're not gonna be able to see how they interact after. Because, bro, I'm just glad that I was able to like just spam read Berserk instead of like having to wait like so many other people had to wait, and then I was just able to like read up to a certain point, just like that basically until I caught up. But fam, how many years like um Casca finally got her memories back, and the most dreadful thing about it is that we're not gonna be like Guts is not able to hug Casca. Like, ah man, that's all I wanted, bro. That's all I wanted, and then you can finish the series there, bro. I just wanted to see Guts hug Casca, but nah, she has PTSD, and every single time she sees him, she like goes Vietnam flashbacks to the eclipse. I don't blame her at all, but like it's just the fact that you do all of this stuff, and then first you're not able to hold her or do anything with her, or just like hold her. You're not able to like speak to her or anything because she's scared of you, and she doesn't want anything to do with you when she lost her memories. But now she has her memories back, you're still not even able to go near her because she flips out. Man, that's like the saddest part, man. And then Guts is like, "Oh, it's okay. I don't want to see her." I'm like, "Bro, go to your queen. You should have the right to go to your queen." Like that's just sad. Like the fact that it's not even able to like enjoy Casca, enjoy having Casca back around or anything, and then she has to like, man, that's sad, man. That's sad. That's like one of the most painful things about it. And I remember when Guts he basically like the mermaid arc. I don't know what you call it. I don't know like the arc named by heart, but the one where they're basically like traveling with everybody, and then there were those like sea serpent monsters, and but it was so entertaining. It was so good. Like Berserk is so perfect. Like I don't even know how long this video is. Probably like half an hour at this point, but there's so much more to talk about. Like this is off the top of my head uh after I caught up to date with it like over a year ago. Like and then I'm still able to speak this much about it. Like I think that just shows you how like great a piece of literature it is. But honestly, if you haven't read Berserk, please read it. Okay, please read it. Don't watch it. The OG movies they're pretty good, but it's not nearly as good as the manga. Like the manga is just the only thing to describe it, immaculate, immaculate, just amazing. Like please read it. And I don't know. I remember when Guts he defeated that like massive fish. I think it was like a whale, and then I was like, yo, how the hell did this Ningen? He's literally a human. He's literally just a human with a ginormous dragon slayer sword. Pause. And then he's literally killing all of these ginormous monsters and apostles. I'm like, whoa. But I think that's probably gonna do it for the review. I don't even know, like, do do I like whatever? Just me speaking about like literally my favorite piece of literature in existence, better than like anything I've read or experienced, and I highly encourage everybody else to read it. I hope you guys found me entertaining because honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I vibe with myself hella. I vibe with myself a lot. I enjoy my own company, so I find myself funny. So I'm like, oh, hopefully other people find me funny as well. And I just want to become someone that other people would love to like watch and enjoy at the end of the day and make their day like better. And obviously, it's like gonna be fun making these videos. Hopefully, I can bring light to other series that are underrated. That I'm like, yo, you guys need to check this out. One of them being Onyx Equinox. Please watch that. Again, this is the character. This is one of the characters basically from the thingy, like the animation. I'll speak about it in another video, but hopefully, if like people actually watch this to the end, like I know I waffled and like talked nonsense a lot, But I hope you guys actually enjoyed watching this video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. See you.